Hey guys, I am back, and this is the video that people have been waiting for the 2 week update on my drops that I've been taking from HCG by Sensational Bodies, and I cannot be more happier. This is the same feeling that I felt last year when I did the drops. Now this time around, I did no cheating at all, and when I mean by cheating, not eating like a cheeseburger one day and whatnot, I mean I actually literally not tasting my kids' meals. I'm not taking a French fry. I'm not doing anything. Everything is straight on protocol. I'm not, sneaking anything. The only thing that I do have a pleasure of doing is I do have occasionally, like once or twice a week, I do have sugar-free gum. Now, sugar-free gum is actually really, you're not supposed to have any type of sweets, but sugar-free gum actually really keeps you sane, especially if you're cooking for your family and you can't have that. That's the best time to have some sugar-free gum. Just chew it while you're cooking their food or while they're eating their food or whatnot, and drink a lot of water. Like I said, with the gum, you don't want to eat too much of sugar-free gum. So to get some type of sweetness flavor in your mouth, I do have this hookah stick that actually, it's like, I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke at all. Nothing at all. This is actually no tar, no nicotine, no nothing. This is just flavored vapor. So I actually use this to just get away from me thinking about anything else or just trying to not eat anybody's food. So it's just a simple hookah stick. That's about it. And you have the flavor in your mouth and you're like, this one is strawberry. I got this from eBay. It's like two for 1,200 puffs. It was about like $12. So this is on eBay. So this is my pleasurable thing. Explained when I first started the drops, I told you that the best thing to do is actually start it when it's no birthdays, no anniversaries, and then those are the temptations that will actually help, like, kind of hold people back. Now, the thing that I was talking to you guys about is stalling. I did stall, not so much stall, I just started losing weight less because the first week that you're on, you literally just drop about 5 to 8 pounds the first week. Now, what happens is those okay, these are three things about stalling. Stalling pretty much is telling you ate something that isn't on protocol, but it's okay because you can get back on track. Also, what it is that all the fat cells that are being emptied, they're being refilled by water. So it contains as water weight. And a lot of times when people feel like they're on protocol, like I was on protocol, I was really seriously frustrated Saturday because I felt that I set a goal in my mind that I wanted to be by Monday or even by Wednesday, and I feel like I'm a couple of pounds behind that I wanted to be, and I said, you know what, I may have to do an apple day. Now, here's the suggestions to get out of the stall. There's apple day. That's when you have 6 large apples. You start it at noon, and it's just apples and water until 24 hours, which is noon the next day, and then you can go back on to your regular meals and drinking water and your tea. So that's one way to get out of a stall. Another way to get out of a stall that I recently read about is to kind of treat the next day like a loading day, but you're not eating whatever you want. You're eating the same foods that you're eating now, but just in a bigger portion. So for that 1 to 2 days, you eat a bigger portion, not huge, but just a couple more calories more than you usually do. So the third day, you go back to eating how you're supposed to, the lower calories, how you're supposed to be on, and the next day, pounds are dropped as if it was a loading day, but it's a healthier loading day. So that's another one. Or the third is you just wait it out. So what I did was I waited it out. I thought Sunday was going to be my apple day because I was losing pounds. Like, I wasn't even losing pounds. I was losing ounces to a pound. And then when I woke up Sunday morning, I released about 3 pounds. So it was all from water weight. With this one, and if you guys remember that I was telling you that with the HCG diet, waist cinchers will definitely help you even more than when you're just working out. So I said I either was going to use my waist cincher or I was going to use a vest. So I'm gladly to tell you that I am using a vest, because last year when I was just doing it on its own without a waist cincher or anything, I still had this lingering back fat that just seemed like it was just having fun and not leaving. The love handles were gone, but the back fat was just there with my bra. So I was so happy, and such a generous offer from philfoxy.com that they let me use the vest for them. Now this vest I'm going to do a review about, so stay tuned to that. The next video will be about this vest. So let me give you a sneak preview of what the vest looks like. As you can see, you don't see it underneath my shirt. This waist cincher is actually a little bit different. The material is different. It doesn't have the latex on the outside or on the inside. It's more like the sports one, more spandex and a thinner sheet of latex, but it's, as you can see, it still does the same purpose as the latex, because there's some people that don't like the latex. It's a kind of allergic reaction. This one is a easier that you can move around in. Also, you can sleep in. So I've been sleeping in this for the last 3 nights and waking up with a smaller figure. So this is the one that I chose to do a review about. This one is the one with the zipper, and underneath it is the hooks. And there's no back fat. And I knew there was a lot of people having problems with the having the waist cincher, and you know, the back fat was still going. As you can see, there is no back fat to this vest, and it's not bulky. And this is where the vest is. So like I said, I'm going to do a review about that, so don't worry. I'm going to tell you so much about this vest. But now let's get back to the drops. So now you're taking your drops, and listen, do not get frustrated. Through it last year, the pounds that I'm struggling to get out of, it's the same numbers that I was seeing last year. It's just gets a little bit difficult, not difficult, it just gets a little frustrating when you have this goal, because the first week it's like, whoa, I'm out of those numbers already. But then when you get to the second week, it's like it's a little bit slower. That is normal for the second week to be slower. Whether it is frustrating, it is frustrating and it's annoying, but trust me, you're gonna get there. So keep pushing. What you got to keep telling yourself is you can do it. Just keep doing it. Also, when you're done with the drops, this does not mean that everything is over with. It's not done, because you still have a third and fourth phase. Now the fourth phase, I don't really call it a fourth phase, because I feel the third phase is more like the fourth phase is more like the third phase. The third phase is you're done with the drops. Now you have to maintain a little bit more portions of the same foods that you've been eating, but they put more, like they'll put cheese in there, you know, low fat cheese. You can have another type of protein, another vegetable that wasn't on the protocol list. So, but in this phase, it's still similar to the second phase. You still have the drop system. It's still in your system. The drops are still in your system. Even though you're not taking it, it's still in your system for the next, I think, 21 days, about 21 days. So make sure that you eat properly, because if you just start binging, then that 10 pounds is going to come back in seconds. So being that the drops are still in your system, it's still very sensitive to foods in your fat cells. So you can lose 10 pounds, and the day after your drops, you decide, oh, I'm this whole weekend or week, you know, one cheat day and another cheat day turns into a cheat week. And a cheat week would be 10 pounds. So as fast as it goes off, it fast come back in. So the third phase, you have to be very, very careful, because you're off your drops. And so now you have to train yourself without the drops. Now, phase 4 is after the drops is already out your system, which is 21 days. And now your system is yours. You don't have to worry about drops in your system, nothing. You don't have to worry about anything but to eat right and exercise. Phase 3 and phase 4 and so on is for you to exercise everything that you have. Now, I did see the reason why my weight did kind of slow down because I was having more steak than I'm supposed to. So when it comes to steak, even though it's not on a protocol, you can have a steak, but it's like it's an honor to have a steak. Okay, it's an honor to have a steak. So have a steak like maybe a Friday. Like Friday is your special day for steak. You can't have it every day or every other day. And I was just getting in the feel of eating steak and lamb. So that was another reason why I know why it was taking me some time to get out of the numbers and the ounces that I was just stuck in. And you know, when you look on the scale, it just you get so frustrated. You feel like, okay, what is going on? It seems like your pounds are having like there's a BET Awards after party and nobody wants to leave and it's just stuck. It's just stuck there. And then finally everybody decides they want to go home and then they're being released. So that's what happened to me on Saturday. My pounds was at a BET Awards after party and they didn't want to leave and they decided, okay, we got to go home. And so they left. And Sunday I was a brand new woman. Actually, you'll actually feel lighter. Sunday, I woke up so much lighter. This morning, I felt so much lighter. It just feels like helium is in your body. You just feel so much like a lightness to you. So don't Sharkeisha your scale just yet. You know, don't knock it the hell out yet. Just give it some time. Like I said, you have to be patient when you're on this. These drops. I'm trying to figure out what else, but I did have a couple of drawbacks. It's like, I just wanted, so mad, especially now that I haven't tasted anything out of the norm. It does get you down just a little bit, but just know that it is going to get better. It is going to change. So don't worry. Now, if you feel like you've been stalling for way too long after all the suggestions that I've given or even went onto the internet and you've tried it all and then is another imbalance, then you have to check out what foods you're eating, if you're eating the right amount of calories that you're supposed to be. So that also can be a big thing with stalling if the other 3 things don't work. If you can't get out of it, Apple Day doesn't work, do a healthy loading, then it's definitely something you're eating, okay? Or what you think is fat-free. So be careful with things that say fat-free. Just kind of stick to the minimum. I already show you the herbs and everything that I use. So try to stick really simple. Don't go too fancy about it, okay? So here is my results, and as you can see, my arms is like so skinny. I'm so happy. So I still have about 2 more weeks to go, or however long the drops last. Hopefully, I did see somebody, they did like a month and a week with their drops, so I'm hoping. Now just remember, you can do more than 1 round with these drops. So I may do another round right before I go away in June. So I'm really happy. And here are the results, guys. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me for 2 weeks. And just for that, here's a prize for you. You get $5 off on your next purchase of the drops. So I started off with my analog and it was 192, no 193, and then I went back down to 190, 189 after my loading. As you can see there, I am 185 and I finally got me the digital scale. Then I went down to 181.2 and then the next morning I went up to 183, a little frustrated, but then the next morning I went back down to 181.2. Then I went down to 180 and then I kind of stayed there for a little bit and then I finally dropped 2 pounds, 178.8. Then I went down and then I was kind of stuck in between 177 and 176, so I went on my analog and I was 177 for another day, and then I finally released, and I didn't show when I went up to 179 because I was really frustrated. I really was just I didn't care. I didn't even take a picture. But then that Sunday I went down and I'm proud to say that I am a 176. So ladies, I will be back for my final review of everything. Peace.